The roof covering has been fitted to the upper level and the roofers are doing finishing work on it. The building ramp is being fitted to the lower level, and this involves sealing with flashing tape around the openings. Here an adhesive tape has been fitted to the sill. This view shows the building wrap on the eastern side, with openings already sealed. The wrap comes in rolls of specified width, and a further part width of wrap is needed to complete coverage of each wall surface. The south side is also being fitted with the wrap. Note how the wrap extends over the concrete blocks, and this will probably be trimmed after the cladding is fixed. Here we're looking at how corners are treated. External corners are no problem, internal corners a bit more difficult. And junctions such as this need careful treatment. Here's some detail of the material. And the attention to detail at the opening. In the last week, a significant amount of the linear weatherboard cladding has been fixed. We're looking at it from the western side here. Notice the method of application is to work progressively up on all faces. This helps maintain alignment of the boards. Here we can see the profile of the linear weatherboard, and it's fixed over battens. And here's a corner soaker. Part of the soffit has been fixed using a plastic jointer between the HardieFlex sheets.
3.5.
Over the entrance there's a different roofing material of butyl rubber, turned over the edges and glued. This is a look at the eastern face, and we can see the cladding is taken as far as the garage. This is a shot at the garage door opening, showing a closing piece used to maintain the angle at the lowest weatherboard. Here we're looking at how the weatherboards are finished. There's a closing piece at the internal corner. You'll see why later. Internal corners with openings need careful treatment.
Want other people to know the things, what you're up to, basically. Yeah. There's also some other rules.
Most of the cladding has been done, now about 80%. Windows have been put in place, except for one large opening here on the west side. Here we can see a typical head flashing to an aluminium window. This particular opening has a sliding door. Now we can see the extent of glazing in the upper level and why it needed to be a steel frame to obtain the stiffness of structure. On this shot it's now clear as to why the cladding is taken as far as the head of the windows. The head flashing needs to be fitted before the remaining weatherboards are fixed. Here the carpenter is doing a preliminary fitting of the head flashing. Part of the building is going to be cleared with a plaster finish over a polystyrene base. Here the polystyrene slabs have been fixed with nails and large washers. Note the close spacing of the fixings. And this is a view from the southern side. This view from the west shows the cladding is complete. The large opening now has its frame fitted, complete with sliding folding doors. Up above, the internal gutter has been fitted with its overflow. By the north entrance, the plaster has been completed, now in the last stages of drying out. And above the entrance, you can see that the glazing has been protected with polythene sheet to prevent any plaster landing on the glass. From the east side, we can see the large expanse of plaster wall, and that the weatherboard cladding above the window head level is now complete. At this point the painters can begin their preparation. Here's the fixing of the weatherboards being stocked, and you can see the extent of stopping required. The southern side is similarly complete, and the painter is priming areas that have to be stopped. Inside, and the electrician has been hard at work running cables and fitting flush boxes. In many instances, wires are looped from one flush box to the next. And here, using the shortest route. Here we can see the ceiling battens fixed to the bottoms of the open web joists. Now this shot also shows the benefit of the open web joists in the installation of services, both plumbing and electrical. From the west side we can see soffites have been finished and the painters have done much of their work. This workman, well wrapped up against the cold, is doing a light sanding between coats. The view from the east shows it is first coated and stopping has been done. The lighter colour indicates where the stopping has been painted over. This alcove gives a good indication of the extent of scaffolding needed until the outside of the building is complete. Here there is the addition of a rope and pulley system for lifting paint materials to the upper levels. From the southern side we can see part of the facade has been painted in a contrasting colour, black. On the inside, the jib wall and ceiling lining sheets have been delivered and stacked close to the spaces where they'll be erected.
And take the battery out. What do you know? Police officer pulls up. Here I am wearing a hoodie. Got my toolbox and dismantling your car. I was like, trust me dude, I live here. It's not what it looks like. Not what it looks like at all. Moral of the story? Just replace the battery so you don't end up in situations where you're wearing your boxer shorts, a hoodie, and you've got a toolbox dismantling your car in a driveway at 3:30 in the morning. Doesn't bode well. Coming up 3, New Sport in 66.
Insulation bats have also been delivered, and they've been fitted in and around the service wires and pipes.
That's because they know you want to feel the warmth, not hear it. A Mitsubishi electric heat pump will ensure you enjoy the quiet comfort.
Work has started on fitting the jib in small ceiling spaces. Even a small part sheet, such as this, requires 2 people to erect. Wet spaces require a special board, jib aqualine, in this case 13mm. This is a denser, heavier board. This shot shows the distribution board for the electricity and data cabling. And we have some joinery installed. The stairs. This design is a dog-leg stair with a landing at half height. The shot underneath shows the glue blocks to maintain a tight joint and prevent differential movement. Now this is the lower flight leading up to the landing. And here we can see the detail of the tread and riser, with the riser housed into the tread, leaving a small nosing. Is a load of topsoil that's been delivered for the external works. With the external painting finished, much of the scaffolding has been dismantled. Inside, the ceiling linings have been installed, and this yellow lifter is specifically designed to support and lift sheets into position. There are a number of sliding doors used in this building. Here's one. It comes as a complete unit, which is integrated into the wall construction. It's designed to slide in the cavity of the wall. Before any wall linings are installed, the studs need to be adjusted to provide a true surface. Here there's some packing of DPC material, used because it is thin, pliable, can accommodate irregularities. And this shot shows the ceiling in the large space of the ground floor. Note the use of long sheets of jib to avoid having to make butt joints of sheets. Throughout the building process there's a need for access to drawings, and they're well used. This is the upper flight of the dog-leg stairs and shows the nosing at the top, level with the floor. On the upper floor we can see the ceiling, and in the further room the dropped ceiling of the bathroom. And here's the bath in its cradle, and of course the shower base. Doors and their frames have been installed, and down in the garage area the large up and over door has been installed. You can also see a single flight of stairs as an internal access to the house. This shot shows the wall between the garage area and the upper floor, and on the right the external wall, leaving a full height space at the back of the garage. Apart from the gutters, the exterior is essentially finished. Services items that appear on the outside are now evident. The wall bracket light will be fixed to this wedge. And a water supply tap will appear here. Most of the walls have had jib board fixed. The jib has to be cut around the electrical boxes already fixed by the electrician.
Ryan will be joining us from the Pacific Islands for this forum, but we have been discussing regular talk. Good. This is just like that time we had that meeting in the US.
The cutting of these paper-faced plasterboard sheets creates some dust and lots of offcuts, seen here stacked for possible future use. This is the formwork for the pouring of the concrete bench top. Concrete is heavy, hence the extensive supporting framework. The garage area has been lined, and this panning shot shows the large area that needed sheet linings. Back to the ground floor. Long sheets are used to minimise the number of joints. It does make them heavier to manoeuvre. On the upper floor, here the jib has been laid horizontally. This means there's only one joint on this wall and no joint at the corner of an opening. Looking back along the hallway, here's the supply of jib sheets for installing. Onto the surfaces. These are the connections for the shower. These connections are for the bath, and there'll be a hand basin showing hot and cold supply lines. Even with prefabricated stud frames, the dwelling has to be fitted by the carpenter so that the plumber can fix his connections. And this close-up of an electrical flush box and wiring is a good example of the holes required to feed wires to the box, leaving others to clean up. And this is in a service area on the ground floor, showing set out of holes on the sheet so that they will fit neatly over the plumbing and electrical connections. And it's being used for storage of some doors. Each door and frame is identified with its room width and handling, as well as the particular project. This external view shows some of the scaffolding has been removed in areas where work is complete, such as under this eave where the electrician has fitted a recessed downlight. Into the interior now, and the stopping of the jib board is well underway. The joints between sheets have been taped and beveled edges filled. Shrinkage of the plaster compound means 2 or 3 passes are usually required. is a shot in the service area. The green sheets indicate Aqualine, showing that all joints, including internal corners, are taped and skimmed. Here we can see the tape quite clearly in the bevel of the sheets. You can also see the shrinkage to the right of the joints between the sheets. This is a shot of the front door, complete with handles. And this is a sliding door to the kitchen area with the lining yet to be installed. Another room showing the extent of jib stopping required on wall and ceiling surfaces. There's always a lot of offcuts of jib board, seen here stacked for removal with the rubbish. Back to the outside, this time on the east side of the building. And on the southern side, the downpipe has been fitted and painted, and we have another external water supply. From this exterior shot, we can see the exterior is substantially finished. The plastic on the windows is on the inside. The carpenters are removing the scaffolding. And on the inside we can see the door architraves and skirtings have been fitted. Simple, flat, beveled sections. This is the shower room, showing exposed parts of the walls have been first coated by the painters. At the front entrance, the whole of the opening has been masked up and covered with a plastic film to avoid paint overspray. This is the painter's materials, and we can see the paint used for the ceilings and the walls. As part of the painter's responsibility, they will fix any minor surface imperfections left by the plasterers. This is a skirting board at the top of the stairs leading to the garage. There's always a question on how to finish it against the stairs. In this case it's been stopped flush with the top tread, with a small bevel on the top. In the garage area, and with some painting done, it is now well lit. The door opening motor has been fitted. Another small service area, it's a laundry, and a roller finish has been used. We're in the master bedroom here, and the painter is preparing to do the first coat by spraying. Note the protective gear needed for this operation. We don't have protection to the camera, so we'll leave him to carry on. This is a spine wall on the dogleg stairs. We previously saw the use of the tape in the plastering. Now we can see the metal angle to the edges, successive coats of plaster to line. Looking up the dogleg stair, the painter is now first coating the corridor ceiling. while other members of the team are masking up openings. The driver is spreading some fill, and he's not wasting time. Near the end of a project there gets to be a heightened level of activity. It takes good planning to ensure the sub-trades are not getting in each other's way. Thank goodness there's no wind to create dust for the painter. The front path has been poured with some protection around it to stop anyone inadvertently walking on it. Inside now, the concrete kitchen bench has been finished. In the background is the range hood and stove. This is the edge of the floor covering with the strip used at the doorways between finishes. In the hallway we have the wall panel heater and another beside the front door. It's always good to check services drawings to see plug points are not shown behind radiators. There's a small light that will illuminate the stair treads. The floor layers are working on the upper floor, having already glued the edge strips in place. This is the ensuite, with finishes completed and now ready for the plumber to install the fittings, usually termed second fix. And back to the outside. The coloured concrete garage entrance has been poured and initially Kelly floated. This shot in the lounge area shows the vinyl floor. In the service area the WC has been fitted and the hand basin completed. The carpet's now been fitted. Note the plug points do not have switches on the outlets. On the stairs the carpet layer is completing the carpet on a riser, working with both hands. Outside the entrance steps are completed. The reason for working on the step is that the concrete behind him has only recently been laid and is too soft to walk on.